A unique place full of history and tales of aviation greats. One of the country's best preserved Second World War airfields. But did you know it's also home to one of the most impressive collection of military and civilian aircraft in the UK? Iconic planes like the Spitfire, the Harrier, the Vulcan, alongside Concorde. The National Museum of Flight tells the story of aviation through the years.
Just loved aeroplanes from being a wee boy. Still make airfix models, I must admit. And here I am now at the Air Museum because I still love aeroplanes.
I've been coming here since I was 10 and I've been coming regularly ever since then.
There's so many different stories associated with all these aircraft.
During its time as RAF East Fortune, it was home to aircraft like the Mosquito and Bristol Beauforts, playing a vital part in the effort to secure the UK skies from the Luftwaffe. Now, this site was a hive of activity during the Second World War, but like many airfields across the country, it found itself redundant after the conflict. Now, it's home to some of the most famous aircraft, both military and iconic civilian aircraft like Concorde.
East Fortune Airfield itself has a lot of history over and above the collection, but having this collection of aircraft and other material as well, displaying them on a Second World War airfield, I think provides context. Museums normally take objects out of the context and put them on display, whereas we've brought all these aircraft and put them into this context and displayed them in hangars similar to what they would have been kept in during their operational lives.
Each one of these exhibits has a story to tell, from the household names to the little-known aircraft. High-tech and some a little more basic.
Here we have quite an unusual glider, and this is called the Slingsby Grasshopper. And it was designed to test, let young schoolboys, in fact, learn how to fly. So it was in the Cold War, and when I was at school, yes, I am that old, this is what I was trained to fly on. And actually, I'm very proud because I'm one of the only schoolboys in my school who actually crashed it. I wanted to fly higher than anybody else in the world and did that beautifully, but I stalled, of course, knew nothing about aerodynamics in those days. Now, another great aircraft is just behind it, actually. It is a basic trainer from the Royal Air Force. It's called a Cygnet. The whole point of this one has a great story because actually Guy Gibson, the squadron leader of the Dambuster Squadron, actually flew this actual plane. So aren't we lucky to have this one?
The collection here covers the whole history of aviation, throughout both world wars, right through the Cold War and up to recent history, that have been capturing the imagination of people for generations.
An awful lot of aircraft that are here are from my sort of contemporary days when I used to build models and I used to go up to the airport with my dad and come here with my dad, and we used to go to air shows and everything like that. So of course the lightning behind me there is massively poignant. The Seahawk was my first model I ever built. My dad worked for Ferranti and he was working for Ferranti at the time when the Gloucester Meteor was flying. The Harrier, for example, and latterly the Tornado, which was based up at Lookers. And it showcases all the technology around, and from ordnance and munitions, for example, all the different tiny little bombs, loads of different examples. Everything is here in the museum.
It's a treasure trove for anyone with a passion for aviation. A site that was once an important part of Britain's war effort, bringing that history of aircraft to life for people to this day. David Sivills-McCann, BFBS Forces News, the National Museum of Flight, East Fortune.
Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.